You are tuning in to sjspr.radio. This is Senior Talk, the show where we pick seniors' brains about school life and real life. I'm your host, Yolanda Barlia, and joining me on this last episode for the class of 2022 are my mom, Evelyn Barlia.
Very excited to be here.
Yolanda Suárez.
Hi, happy to be here.
And her mom, Myrna Suárez.
Hello, thanks for having us.
Thank you guys all for coming. And on this last senior talk, the first question I want to ask is to Yolanda Suárez. I want to hear about what it's been being a class officer for the class of 2022.
It's honestly been very hard work, like having the class participate and give us their opinions and just having them, help us out. But it's been very gratifying to help unite our class and help them be friends with more people and have them come together in outside of school activities. But yeah, it's been very gratifying. How about you, Jojo?
It's been very fun for me to be president of the class for a couple of years now. It's been very fun because our class is so unique and they're so united all the time that yes, it is hard at times to get a request done or
A
survey done for the class, but once we're all together, away from the surveys that we send out every day
that they never fill out.
But once we go past that and we're having fun all together united, it's so rewarding to be able to say that we helped plan this activity, we made this activity possible, and seeing everyone's happy faces is what has kept me going, at least.
Yeah, and when we're planning the activity, they're all they're not that excited about it, but then when we get to the actual activity and you see them having fun and their happy faces, it's really yay, they're having fun,
And all the activities that we've had parents in, for example, the parranda or the chincho, to the parents. There's a question to my mom first. What has that experience been like, being a parent of the class of 2022?
Well, it's definitely been hard to be helping out with the activities in terms of the planning and having you as class president. But on the positive side, I can say that the team that we have of mothers that have been part of the board, and in addition, all the other moms who help out in all the activities, makes it, like Jolie said, gratifying, because it's not only one person doing it, but it's a team effort. And like you guys said at the beginning, it seems hard because not everyone's answering and not everyone's paying on time and not everyone is RSVPing on time, and you kind of ask yourself, is this activity gonna actually turn out? And then you get to the activity and it's a huge success, because all our activities have been a huge success. And you actually feel really good about doing it. And I do want to add that one of the best parts about it is how every single parent appreciates what is being done for the class. So they'll take a second to come up to you and say thank you for what you've done, and they actually notice. And obviously we don't do it for that, but it feels good when you see that people are noticing the hard work that goes into each one of these activities.
And Myrna, the same question to you.
Pretty much the same as Evelyn, and like she says, it's so satisfying after all the work that goes into each activity, but not only the parents, but when you have a student come up to you and hug you and thank you for all the hard work, that's just worth every single moment of the organizing. And especially now that you're leaving, when you have worked with the class, it just makes it a little bit easier for us, knowing that we did the best we could to let you guys have a great time, to organize your class, to have as many activities as possible for you guys. Even though you guys were hit with a rough time. I mean, we had a year that was supposed to be our biggest fundraiser, but we still overcame it. We got together as a class, and like Evelyn says, it's a great team of the board, the students, and the parents, because we have an amazing group of parents. We really do.
And obviously it's very different to be planning an activity and also being part of the activity.
Yes, it is. You have to have a balance being a parent, but you also want the students to have fun. So in that sense, you have to try to find a happy medium that goes well with both of them. So it's hard, but like I say, it's so satisfying at the end of the day. And I know that you guys are leaving happy. For all the activities that we've done. Evelyn, like she says, we've planned things that have never happened in St. John's before. The father senior, the mother senior is the first time it's happened ever. We've been wanting to do this for many years and start this tradition. So I do hope the other classes continue it, because those are the types of activities that are just amazing for the class.
And they're special, and they it's the memories you want to take with you.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, I do want to add that in addition to planning activities for the kids, this class I think is very particular and different and special in a way, because the parents have always been very involved.
Very.
Ever since elementary days, when we used to have our parents' night out and those type of activities. And now, in the last couple of years, it's been like the parents kind of exigen that they want something for them as well,
yeah.
Which actually makes it fun, because it's the kids get the experience, but the parents get the experience as well, which has created that unity. One of the things is, we're having a prom after party, but the parents want a prom after party. Or we're having, a day at the catamaran, and the parents want to come along and also be there. So it's the parent involvement. And I know at the beginning, the kids were kind of like, oh, we don't want our parents there all the time. But it's kind of created this bond between all the parents and all the kids, which at the end, I think has been amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
For example, it's the mother and senior brunch that everyone was just singing along to Dancing Queen, kind of dynamic that we've built with these activities. And now going around in a round table, what has been your favorite activity so far? Not planning, but what has been your favorite activity that you've gone to?
Wow.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
To be honest.
There's a lot. I want to say that we started the parranda in 8th grade, and that has been a tradition that has been amazing. Again, bringing together the kids and the parents. We had 2 camping and glamping activities, which were amazing, and we wanted to bring it back again, but weren't able to. I want to say the Mother Senior was extremely special. It was especially because it was celebrated the day before Mother's Day, and so it was kind of like unique and special. We've had so many activities.
And so many still to come.
Yeah.
And Yolanda.
So for me, I have like a favorite activity per year. Like I can't really choose one for all 4 years of high school. But I would have to say, like, any activity with the parents in it, like, I loved, because I like hanging out with, like, the parents. Like Evelyn said, the bond. Now that we're older and we're not, like, young, that, like, we didn't want the parents around. Now we, like having them there. So, honestly, any activity that the parents went to, like the Mother Senior, I loved, which was super fun. The parranda was super fun because we've been doing it for a while. But any activity with the parents and the students combined.
We also had at the beginning of the year, like a family day at an hacienda. And again, it was, there was everyone together. This class has, for some reason,
Yes.
And I think it's all the years that it's been happening of the unity.
And the parents all got involved for that. I mean, even the suckling pig was made by one of the parents. All the food was made by the parents. So that was a lot of fun watching them work that day. So, like I say, it's all the parents get so involved that it's amazing.
Yeah.
And Myrna, your favorite activity so far?
Well, so far, I like the chinchorreo. I think the kids had as much fun as the parents did. I don't know which ones had more fun, but I really liked the chinchorreo. And not only that, but just showing the kids things different out of the San Juan area, taking them out and enjoying what we have in Puerto Rico. So I really do like el chinchorreo.
Yeah, that was really fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I kind of forgot about that, to be honest.
Personally, for me, the favorite activity that we've had so far senior year as a collective, like the parents and the seniors, has been the family day. For sure, it was such an amazing activity where all the parents and all the seniors came together. And that was the first activity that everyone was, no, why are the parents
year
coming?
out, yeah.
It was such a big battle of why the senior parents were coming, but
But I feel like sorry to like interrupt you, but
Yeah.
I feel like this year we've become like a lot closer with the parents. Like a lot of the activities have been with the parents, and I feel like now we're not like, like I don't want to be with the parents now. We're like, yeah, let them come, like, let's hang out with them. And I kind of like that more than what we had before.
Yeah, favorite activity so far for me, with the parents has been the family senior day, the family day, and I mean one of my favorite activities was obviously fuga, from the senior prank and coming to school at night, going to sleep and then waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and not coming to school. Just for all the seniors watching, I didn't come to school and cleaned up.
So many memories.
So many memories. And then we went to the park, and then we all came in a tumbacoco, and we all made a little bit of noise, and we went for a weekend.
A little bit of noise.
A little bit of noise.
A little bit of noise.
A little bit of noise, and then we went for a weekend trip to Rincon.
That was really fun.
was
I wouldn't
so
count that
fun.
as an activity because it was like a weekend thing long, like a weekend. But like, that was really fun. That was probably one of my favorite parts of senior year, to be honest.
Another thing I want to add is also what's amazing is we also have certain activities where even teachers come and are part of the class, which is, I think, very nice. When a lot of the teachers want to participate or be involved with the class.
Especially with the wine and whiskey
And wine-
that we did
exactly.
in November.
The wine and whiskey was another great activity of bonding with the kids and the school. We had the media and we had we had the administration, the teachers, everybody getting together with the class and the parents. So
And that was the first activity in
Yes.
school since
COVID, yes.
So that was also a really good one.
Oh my God, we've
You
done
keep
so
bringing
many.
up activities. I forget.
We've
There's
done
been so many.
I
Yes.
forget. Like, I forgot that happened, to be honest.
Yes.
So with all these activities, what do you guys think has been our dynamic as a class? So you're a mother of, Myrna, you've been a mother of 3 classes already, two classes already, and Evelyn is a part of another class as well. What do you think is what makes our class so unique? We've been talking about how unique our class is, but what goes into that? What makes us so unique? I'll start with Evelyn.
I think that our class, one of the things that makes you guys unique is that you all have your little groups of friends, because that's the way the nature of how it works. But I think that as a whole, you guys are one big united class. And one of the things that is interesting is when sometimes we've been to activities, el chinchorreo or the fuga or these activities, you see those groups disappear, and all of a sudden you see a senior talking to another senior that you had never seen talking before, or with the microphone singing, and you've never seen them before. So even though they're not part of that little group, they're still part of the entire class, and I think that makes us unique. And I really, and I say this all the time, and I'll repeat it again, I think that the unity that the parents have has also helped this class be different and special. So it's not like los grupitos and then everyone's alone. It's more of one big class overall.
And do you think that skill is learned or natural?
I think that because we started early, and we had a great team of moms early on.
From the beginning.
I think that back in elementary, we were always doing things, and I think that the parent involvement, helped, and the amount of activities it makes you guys, obviously you have to work at it. It's not something that it's something you have to work on.
You have to work at it, and I think each class is very different. I've been lucky that the 2 classes that my kids were in were amazing classes because of that. Because from the very beginning, you did activities together as a class, as a families together, and they were brought up that way all through elementary, middle, and high school. I know not all classes are the same, but I have to admit I've been very lucky. But I do think that it is learned. It is, you have to start from the beginning, just as any upbringing.
I also feel like with the new students that have come to school, like that joined either this year or like in ninth grade, we've like brought them in and like they've become a part of the class super easily. And I feel like on our last day of school, they played a video of like all the activities that we've done. And I saw this picture of a new kid and a kid that's been here since I think first grade. And I had never seen them hang out ever. And then there was a picture of an activity and they were together and they looked like best friends. And I was like, wow, like our class is like very united. I was like, I've never seen these people talk. And then in the activities, like Evelyn said, it like disappeared, like the groups disappeared. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that impressed me.
And Jolly, what do you think makes our class so unique?
I was gonna say what Evelyn said, but she took the words right out of my mouth. So I was gonna say los new kids that we like. I feel like you literally took my answer. I don't know what to say now. So yeah, I think the new kids that and like we make everybody feel. I feel like our class, at least, I don't know about other classes, makes people like not like if you come like there's a kid that came this year. I feel like he like joined the class really soon and he wasn't like pushed away.
Which is not
So-
easy to come
No.
into
Yeah,
a
in
new
senior
school,
year, that's
you know,
crazy.
junior or senior year. And there were
Exactly.
some kids who came in during pandemic,
And that was really hard.
That was hard.
That
but
was
they
hard.
were still, automatically part of the class.
They participated in all the activities, so it was really, even though we didn't get to see each other like that much, except for the virtual activities or whatever, the fashion show, they all participated, and once senior year started, they were already part of the class, so that was very nice.
Yeah, so I feel like we're pretty unique because of like our inclusion and because we like include everybody that comes to our class, joins our class. But like
Yeah.
Evelyn took the answer right out of my mouth. So yeah.
And going back to the prank. Now, I love talking about the prank because it was a moment where I say it was 78 against 1. I was trying to make sure that the school was kept in order because we got certain permission for only doing a couple of things. But when I turned around, everything was already messed up a little. But when you look at what we actually did, we put tinfoil on the tables of the cafeteria before we put shaving cream that said seniors.
Yeah, we were thinking, but we weren't thinking. Like, I feel like we subconsciously didn't want to actually like mess up the cafeteria. So I think we were like trying to take care of it at the same time as messing it up. If
And that
makes sense.
comes-
Which says a lot.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like that's like
It
that.
says about a lot about our love towards the school and how much we really appreciate everything that the school has done for us. For example, the school has always been there for us through every activity, whether
They
it be the drive-in movie last year, the drive-in fashion show last year, the Brava after party, the Brava graduation after party, and so many more activities. Evelyn and Myrna, what do you think the impact that school had on your kids, will have on our kids coming to St. John's?
I know I can say that there's the memories that you've built and the school has allowed us to build for them is a very big change on the way each student leaves the school. Obviously, when you don't have it's like anywhere. If you don't have a good time somewhere or you have a bad experience somewhere, you don't really want to remember it. And it goes the same way on the other side. If you have a really great time and there's so many good memories, you're going to leave the school and you're going to want to come back for more. So I think the school having the school allow us to do all these things has definitely created another vision for them once they leave the school. So I'm really grateful to them for allowing us to do this, and I hope that this continues a trend that will lead us in the future.
And how else has SJS influenced you and your development as a mother and Jolie as a student?
You go first.
Wow. Actually, for me, St. John's is part of my family because I have many of my closest friends are parents from St. John's, and I met through St. John's. So I truly believe it's part of who we are as a family, including from my oldest daughter to Jolie's class. I can say that some of our closest friends are parents of the students that were in their classes. So they definitely had a huge influence on the development of us as a family and as a, in general.
And Jody, the same question.
I've been here since I was like 4, so St. John's I think is already like part of my personality. Like if you ask me who I am, I'm gonna be like St. John's, like I embody what like St. John's is kind of in a way. But yeah, like my sister going to St. John's, I was basically in St. John's before I was even born. Literally,
Yes.
literally. I don't really know how to answer that question because I am the way I am because of St. John's. So I'm getting emotional.
It's part of you.
Yeah, but I don't know how to like answer that.
So for you, what is St. John's School?
Honestly, for me, it's like a second home. Like I can't answer anything else.
Family.
And for you, Evelyn, what is St. John's for you?
Well, I graduated from St. John's a couple years ago.
In
Class of,
2017.
A couple years ago.
class of 96. And for me, I always say, to my classmates who don't have kids here because they don't live in Puerto Rico, for me, I feel like every time I walk through that hallway, I feel like I'm still, a student here. It's, I still see some teachers that were here back when I was here, or, so for me, it's I have a very strong connection. And every time I sometimes still think that I'm a senior here or even in elementary. But for me, it's been, like Myrna and Jolie said, it's part of our lives. It's, our friends are all part of this community. It's part of our everyday. It's a second home. Sometimes I'm here a little bit more than I would like to be. But also because I've been so involved, I've been here so much. And, for me, it's like home. It's a really an amazing place.
And what do you think has been the change since when you were a kid here in St. John's and now as...
Yeah, because I feel like it's changed a lot.
I feel like St. John's has changed a lot. So what do you think?
Well, I think a lot has changed, and you hear that a lot from people. But the essence, the type of community that it is, I think that is still the basic. Something's changed. The academics change. Here and there. But I think what makes St. John's really special is the people that go here, the unity of the classes, and back when I came, the classes were a lot smaller, maybe half. And even though the classes now are a lot bigger, you still have that unity. So it hasn't been lost. I think it's like the culture of what makes St. John's special. So what about you, Joseph?
Yes.
What's the question?
What do you ask Jolie? What is St. John's to you?
Yeah.
St. John's to me, and I think that it's become very clear this year more. I always said that camp was my second home.
Oh my God,
I went to camp for almost all my life. Since 3rd grade, I've been going to camp until now, and I'm still going to camp, and I'll be going to camp for many years. I'm still like a little camper. But I feel like this year, St. John's has really defined and really put into me that this, in reality, is my second home. St. John's is my second home, and I've been coming here since longer than I've been living in my house. So, in reality, St. John's is my home, and I know that it's a place that I can always come back to, and I'll always be welcomed here, welcomed by Torres with a buenos dias or something. But St. John's really has become, like Jolie, my second home, and it's somewhere where I can be myself and somewhere where I've developed to be myself. I wouldn't be the person or half the person that I am today without St. John's and everyone that is in St. John's, all the faculty, all the kids, everyone, every person in every grade has shaped me. Walking down the cafeteria and someone says hi to me, and that just changed my day.
Yeah.
It was a change of trajectory. And St. John's was that for me.
For me, like especially these last 2 weeks since we finished school, when I'm like St. John's is like so much like my second home so much that like this week I was like bored in my house, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to school and just do nothing at school, because like that community is like so home to me that I was like, you know what? Like I'm actually at home, but like I'm bored. So I'm just gonna go be bored with like the administration at St. John's.
That's what I was gonna say. I think one thing that also makes St. John's different and special, and obviously it doesn't probably happen to everyone, but I've come into school to have a meeting with Chelsea or Dees or someone, and I walk into their office and I'll see one of you sitting in their desk, like talking on the phone, like if that's your office. And, I've seen JoJo just hang out there or study there or, spend endless hours with someone from the administration. And obviously I have nothing to compare that to, because I've never been to another school. But, that bonding of teachers and also, in the wine and whiskey, the teachers and the kids dancing. And,
yes.
and so that bond is also very special. And there's also one thing that I wanted to add. I remember when Joseph was back in probably kinder, we were one day in the cafeteria, and I remember a senior saying hi to him. And I was like, how does a senior even know a kindergarten student, So also that bond that there's no, between the grades, between the age difference, and it goes all the way from little kids all the way to staff administration, la confianza that they have with these administrators is, I sometimes see Joseph, texting with Lorraine and, at the non-hours. And, I definitely didn't have that when I came. And I think that's special.
It is.
Yeah, and then do you remember Miss Jaisa?
Yeah.
Usually, like, when you get out of class, you're like, okay, I need to leave this classroom. Like, let's go to the cafeteria, have a snack. But in, like, what was that, ninth grade?
9th and 10th.
We would live in this specific teacher's club. Like, I think back then we were probably, like, what, 60?
We were about
like
60, yeah.
The entire class would fit into this one tiny classroom just to be with this one teacher. Like, you would come in lunch and in snack, and there would be easily 30 seniors in that one classroom. Like, we have a bond, like, the school, like, you have a bond with the teachers and the administration that, like, I don't think, at least that I don't know of, no other school has. So I really like that.
Well, a good example of that is many times you guys are in activities that are not part of the school, and you FaceTime teachers.
Yeah.
And they,
Oh, yeah, that same teacher. We FaceTimed her on our last day.
It's really nice to see that. I mean, they could be at a Chinchorreo and they're FaceTiming teachers just to, like, be, so they can be part of it. So I really, really like that about the way the school and the students get together.
Yeah, and obviously, I don't think anyone has it like us, like that relationship
with administration,
with the administration and with
Yeah.
the teachers. And I feel like it's not as much as us, but I feel like every student in St. John's can have that
Special
connection with teachers. Like, everyone has a special connection with
everybody
a
has
teacher.
that one teacher that they're like, I'm gonna go like chill with this teacher. I feel like for us that's Chelsea. I think we are 3/4 of the day in Chelsea's office.
Yeah. And
And you saw that in the senior banquet with the teachers, how when every different people were talking about different teachers, and it was amazing to hear, how one particular senior has an amazing bond with, a teacher that your son or daughter might not have a bond with, but then they said these things that were, incredible.
And
about
the impact that some teachers have on these students is just amazing.
And yes, we're all saying that we have that one teacher that, like, has made an impact, but I feel like every teacher that we've had and we've come across in St. John's has obviously had a very important and huge impact in our lives. Without that teacher that taught us English in the 10th grade, or that math teacher that taught us pre-algebra or something like that, every teacher has made an impact on us. And it's, yes, we have that one connection with that one special teacher, but every teacher in our lives that we've gone through has made an impact on us.
They've each played a different role.
They have.
Yeah,
And
especially especially the teachers when we were little, like, they've seen us, like, they were with us when we were, like, tiny, immature children, and they've seen us, like, grow up. I mean, we're not mature, like, most of us are still not mature yet, but, like, they've seen us, like, grow up to, like, and seen us in our different weird stages in life. So I find that really cool.
And Jolly, your fondest memory. What has been your fondest memory in St. John's?
That's really hard. it's not really like one specific memory, but just like in 9th grade, like I found my real like group of friends. Like not like I've been friends with like our grade for our entire like 14 years. But like in 9th grade, like my best friend got to St. John's. So like I think finding my group of friends and then like sticking with them through high school.
I think my favorite memory has been in the 3rd day of pre-K.
How do you remember that?
In the third day
I
of-
make him remember.
I don't
this.
remember what I did last week. Like, what are you?
In the 3rd day of pre-K, I was asked to leave the classroom. Me and Miss Laddie had a little discussion outside, and then that outside discussion turned into like an office discussion on the 3rd day
With Micah.
with Miss Micah. And obviously, throughout my whole elementary life, I was always going back to her classroom because that conversation changed. It shaped me. It changed me and how I acted in St. John's, and it really did shape me to who I am today. And then in the senior banquet, seeing her there and realizing that in the 3rd day of pre-K,
You had a fight with her?
I had a fight with her. It was a little discussion, we say. And taking a picture with her, with Miss Laddie, after 14 years after that day, taking a picture with her and just her seeing, I think, the way that I have changed and the way that I've matured from having a little fight with a teacher to taking a picture with that teacher.
Mhm.
It's,
So is she your the one teacher you have like what you said before, like the teacher the teacher you have a connection with?
yes, I would say that Miss Laddie is the one teacher that biggest connection that I had in St. John's. Now, Jolly, in St. John's, there's something different that we do in recess, and we've been playing ever since, I think, 1st grade, volley tennis.
Oh,
What
wow.
do you think about that? How do you?
I hated that game. It stressed me out so much. It was like it was
Didn't
always
it cause a lot of problems at one point?
it did because it was always you and like 3 other people. Everybody that was on the volleyball team, it was like you and 3 other people playing, and then there was this like one person that would always be rotating.
Yeah.
Because like with the little line, that game stressed me out so much.
But
it was fun.
I never got out
Yeah, you were.
'Cause-
That's what I'm saying. You were never out.
because I
Because
never
you were on
got
the
out.
volleyball team, and it was
Exactly.
that one person out of the 2 and 2. It was one person that would be rotating. It was you and the twins and Mariela.
Yeah,
Always.
it's been a big driver in our
Yeah.
SJS community.
Yeah. It was a stressful game. Let me tell you. But you loved it because you were always in.
I was always in.
Never got out.
And what are the biggest takeaways that you're going to take into college from St. John's? What are you going to take with you in your suitcase to college that you learned in
Don't say
St.
that.
John's?
Oh my God, there's so many lessons that that this school has taught me. Probably, okay, number 1, this is like very general, but don't procrastinate because I've procrastinated 2 of my biggest papers in St. John's. Like my 2 AP capstone papers, I think I wrote them the night before. That's like the main rule, but like the second one is like, don't let yourself like give up, if that makes sense. Like keep like persisting, like sigue empujando, if that makes sense.
And
You?
Okay, I'll answer that one. Biggest takeaway that I'll be taking to year course and to college, I think would be my ability to stand in front of a podium and not care and not be nervous. That's one thing that I learned in my time in St. John's, is to really just be able to take the microphone, the megaphone, and just
Do whatever.
do whatever I want.
Yeah, you're a
And
good public speaker. Like I can't do that. Mm-mm. No, I cannot do that.
that is one thing that St. John's has taught me, and it's public speaking and how to be a leader. And I consider myself a leader just
Yeah.
because of everything that St. John's has taught me. And to the moms, what are the biggest takeaways that you are going to take after we graduate? What are the things that you're going to remember, think back, like
After like how many years? Well, you were like 28. You were like 14.
14.
Well, more because you were at St. John's, but like.
what are the biggest takeaways that you're going to take with you as well?
For me, the best takeaway is that it gives me a little bit of tranquility knowing how prepared she is to face the new chapter in her life, because she's a very academically and socially, the school has been so good to her that I know that she can, once she leaves home and goes to college, she'll be ready to confront, pretty much, to confront everything that she needs to, the discipline that you have to study, but you can also have a life outside of the academics. I think St. John's has been very good at that. So for me, that's so rewarding, and it helps out the parents so much knowing that you guys are prepared to face the real world. So, and very grateful for that also.
And to you, Evelyn.
Pretty much the same as Myrna. There's one thing which is interesting, when we were trying to decide on which college Joseph was going to attend, even though he was very sure. One of the things
I just have to say that was because of me. I would just like to bring it up in this. Thank you. One
of the things that we were sure of is that he wanted a place that was like St. John's. Within the options he had, there were places that were nowhere near what St. John's resembled. So he wanted to go somewhere where he could make a difference, where he could get the mic, in front of X amount of people and still be himself. So one of his key factors in choosing a college was, am I going to be able to continue doing here what I did in St. John's? And I think that St. John's has given him the ability to become who he is today, to lead a group of students, because he did have that particular role within the class. And again, my takeaway is that I'm super satisfied with where we are today, who he's become, who the class has become, everyone individually. Mm-hmm. And I think that they're ready for the next chapter.
For what's next. Yep.
And does anyone else have anything else to add before we close up? Any closing comments?
Say it's been a
been
pleasure.
A ride.
It's been a ride.
It's been a hell of a ride.
And just grateful for all the students and the administration and the teachers for allowing us to help out the class. As like I said, the amazing group of moms and dads that we've had for the last 14 years. So
and thank the class for letting us
exactly
be part of the class officer.
Yeah, the class. It's interesting because whenever we would say we want to do X activity, within 2 minutes we would have 10 houses or 10 options or hace falta una bandeja de quesito. We would have 30 bandejas de quesito.
Yes.
So my I don't know if I want to say recommendation to those that are not seniors listening to this episode is, be involved, because at the end it really pays off. Sometimes we tend to get disconnected, and especially after COVID and life gets kind of hectic. Time goes by really, really fast.
Too fast.
In a blink of an eye, they went from 8th grade graduation to senior graduation, and just be involved, because at the end you'll look back and you know that you didn't miss out on anything, and you know that these years never come back. So I do want to, that's kind of a recommendation to everyone out there.
This doesn't really have anything to do, but I can't believe that we actually managed to do it, because since 8th grade, when he was president and I was vice, we had been talking about doing the senior year. I can't believe we actually, I can't believe no one ran against us. I think they knew.
Yeah, they knew.
We've been talking about it for 4 years.
It was our plan.
I think
we
everybody just, they just knew not to run.
And you guys have been a great
team.
Yes. A great combo together, and everything you guys have done has been
very proud of you guys and the whole class. And the whole board.
And the whole board.
And a big shout out to the entire class of 2022 and their parents.
And you too. You guys have, honestly, this year all 4 years, all whatever years you guys have been in the student council would not have been the same without you two. So, thank you guys.
Yeah, very big shout out to.
Sometimes we think we're crazy.
Yeah,
but you are. You're taking 2 on this year. That's
8th grade graduation, 8th grade prom, 12th grade graduation, 12th grade prom.
I do not recommend it to anybody listening to this episode.
Do not do this again.
But it pays. It actually, it's satisfying.
Very.
So, a lot of people tell me you're crazy. How are you doing this? But
Don't worry, you'll forget a week after prom. You'll forget about everything.
It's very satisfying. So
Myrna being the class president's mom last year, my mom being the class president's mom this year, and then you guys have such an amazing team. I don't know how you still have a job. You are part of the class board of 12th grade, class board of 8th grade, part of the board of trustees. You're in every committee in the board of trustees.
Yeah, you're taking a lot. I don't know how you're like. I would be like a stress ball.
I see you more in school than I am in school.
I'm gonna have a lot of extra free time next year.
So yeah. Well, that's about it for now. But before we go, I want to thank each of our guests on this episode. Evelyn Barlia.
Thank you for having me. It was interesting and fun and a pleasure.
Yolanda Suárez.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
And Myrna Suárez.
Thank you all, but this is like a very sad goodbye. I mean, I can't believe this is happening.
Don't cry. Fine.
For sjspr.radio and Senior Talk, this is Joseph Barlia and the entire senior class signing off. Thank you.